cover and an eventual lock-in. We're gonna see a 50-50 in terms of what people believe who's going to win today. EDG. I mean, let's see what will round out the competition. It's kind of like a group together. They need maybe some engage. They do have a slight bit of disengage, so I would love to see Hecarim here. Xin Zhao kind of works, I guess. Very easy front line for the Kog'Maw. So you kind of have your front line as long as the ultimate is up. In the mid lane, what will we see here? We can see, I don't hate the Galio pick here. Silas is pretty good as well. Lux Laser isn't the greatest thing, but the equalizers are pretty good. Wukong ultimate I wouldn't say is the best thing, but the long range engage from a Varus ult must be nice. Of course, Scout having a completely pop off game last game with his Silas, I can completely understand why he opts to go for this. So this is kind of like a 1-3-1 coming out from EDG with a slight sprinkle of protect the AD carry down in the mid lane. Eventually, on the side of Invictus Gaming, looks like they want to put the scaling onto their own side with Rookie going for that Rise pick. Lots of AP in the mid jungle of Invictus Gaming, so it's going to be a lot of value getting Merc Trids this game, especially against the Rune Prison Point and Click CC, as well as the Light Binding. However, Lucas hasn't been too effective in catching those. Let's see, perhaps Invictus Gaming will have a better time in the bot lane today because their Ezreal Lux pick really got hard smashed by practically a solo lane Karma and a support Senna or a starving Senna. In the top side, I've seen this matchup go between Bin and I think it was Bin and Nuguri, and Nuguri was on Gwen. He kind of lost a 1v1 twice, so there's a good chance that Nenny will have. I mean, as the game goes on, Nenny's gonna have a harder and harder time. But towards the mid game, Nenny's gonna be very comfortable up against Flandre in the jungle. Rumble really, the Rumble last game was really used against Invictus Gaming much more than it was used to their benefit, because of course Scout coming in with the amazing aerial strikes, and just like that he kind of single-handedly barbecued Invictus Gaming's hope of making it back in that game. As honestly, Razor has got some great the color scheme. Anyways, besides the point. As we load into the game, Invictus Gaming looks like they really don't have many lanes to play through. Kog'Maw lane's a bit hard to gank for. Gwen, I suppose, is alright. I mean, it can kind of snowball the lane towards their favor. So I think EDG are quite clearly going to want to be playing towards the top side. Meanwhile, for Invictus Gaming, Rumble requires setup, which you can see is quite abundant, especially once you hit level 6 on either side of the map. But I think that he will probably want to focus more towards the bottom side. And if the game plan goes accordingly for either team, I think Invictus Gaming are going to be in a very comfortable position because you really don't need too many items on the Varus before he starts hitting like a truck. And then I wonder if he's going to go AP actually on this Varus. And it looks like EDG preparing, this time wanting to do a version of bot lane Bush Cheese, actually just hard camping 4-man at the bot side. Butch, will they be able to catch out Invictus Gaming here as Wink is walking precariously, but alas, it seems as though, yep, so I don't know which one of them realizes that this is not going to work, as Wink has now made it safely under the security of his tower. EDG quickly disperse and go for a late invade, it seems. Bot side power, I think, is in favor of Invictus Gaming if it was a 3v3 situation. Unfortunately, it is a 3v2, and without realizing it, Invictus Gaming allow EDG to simply take their jungle. Nice little bit of early aggression coming out here. Looks like EDG's game plan is to attack the jungle rather than to focus on any particular lane. That being said, I mean, Shun has some lanes to work with. Again, there's a lot of CC in the bot side, there's a lot of CC in mid lane, a lot of easy CC in mid lane, a bit more unreliable CC in the bot side. Does Shun know is the real question, because they definitely spotted him out. They spotted him out on a ward that was in the river, so Shun's just gonna make his way across the map, across the river right now. Does have mid priority, but top priority is in favor of EDG. So if JJ wants to, he could potentially just start sprinting towards his blue buff. Smite is available, however, for Shin. Looks like JJ is going to accept the split map and just play towards his Crux. So immediately right off the bat, not going the way I predicted with It seems Invictus Gaming forced to focus more towards the top side, while JJ is just here to protect his bot laners from any adverse consequence of Xun's movements, as Xun looks to cut across mid lane in order to pick up some leash some experience. He is not spotted out by Scout from what I can tell based on the lack of pings on the minimap, and now he's just entering the jungle of JJ, even completely in CS, throws up both his harpoons. Might have a hard time fighting JJ, rookie with mid priority, and they're just using it as binding his Viper, instantly cleansing it as Lucas managed to get his passive auto attack off. Xun just chasing JJ out of his own jungle, has overheated however, needs to be careful, able to land some pretty painful auto attacks as a consequence of his passive, and Xun actually turning up the heat quite literally onto JJ in his own jungle. Meanwhile, Flandre in the top side is just trading with Flandre. Nice use of the decoy there to dodge out most of the snip from Flandre, but looks like he's just having at it today. All things considered, good stuff coming out here from... Oh, it'd be kind of awkward if that did not die, but I suppose these people are professionals for a reason. So the slight bit of early aggression from EDG's jungler and bot side has been answered in kind by the combined efforts of Rookie and Xun, as the game seems to be resetting now back towards a pretty stable equilibrium. Synchronized recalls across the board for Invictus Gaming. Unfortunately, it looks like Nenny was simply posturing with that, as Flandre continues to just push him under tower wave after wave, getting some vision out into the top side jungle. This will probably help spot out Shin. I do believe that is yeah, I do believe that those are his level 1 Krugs actually, now that I think about it. So he is going to want to hustle over and clean that out. JJ now making his way across the river perhaps, as Rookie has found himself in a precarious position. Xun is just behind him, however. Very nice rotation coming out from Xun as Scout lands the stun, forcing a flash out from Rookie, but Scout is in the area. Melko has made his way up as well, turning this into a 3v2 situation, allowing his team to just escape from these adverse consequences. Xun is in the area. Rookie is just going to need his presence as he tries to push this wave under Scout's tower. In the bot lane, both AD carries just having a little farm session, throwing spell after each other, really not doing too much right now. In the top side, Flandre is just constantly pushing Nenny under this tower as Viper stepping up very aggressively. The binding comes through, Mako is forced back, but Viper just able to land spit ward after spit ward onto poor Wink, and Wink has little to do but chuck some pots under tower at this point in time. Locust forced to take the long way around. JJ is coming out from base now towards the bot side. He's got nothing else on the map, as Flandre is making a rotation. Not quite sure what he wants to accomplish with this, considering the fact that he has no CC on his person, especially without level 6 available. Looks like he's just there to apply some pressure, as they did not know where Xun was probably, as he's now spotted out on that control ward after being spotted as well by Flandre. Looks like in EDG now rotating up. Probably will they channel their recall here? Looks like they're not too particularly anxious to get back to base and spend some of their money, as in comes the Q piercing arrow from Wink, and JJ is in the area as well. Invictus Games boss side needs to be careful. Xun is in the top side. They have no clue that he is here. Lucas might be baited by those two very juicy walls. Rookie is roaming down from the mid lane however, so the EDG might want to call this off and allow them to just take those free wards, as now Wink the one being oppressive. Nenny being jumped onto by Flandre, popping his ultimate, but Flandre is Nenny is actually just baiting him, as in comes the flame-spitting, overheated Rumble. And just like that, our hairstylist of the top lane is flambéed off the map. Nenny, nice little bait there, acting as though he was taking a bad all-in, and then Xun just coming out of the bush and ending things for him. JJ meanwhile is just securing out this Scuttle Crab. Mid priority is going to be in favor of Scout, with Rookie channeling his recall, but that ward will not spot out JJ, so that means the bot side of Invictus Gaming will need to be slightly careful, of course, as Lucas finds himself in an unfortunate position yet again. Even without the presence of a Karma, Lucas is just being smacked up for mispositioning. Barely any CC available in the bot side by Viper and Mako playing incredibly. Cleanse is up again for Viper, and the only summon spells that are really down are on the side of EDG, are on JJ and Flandre. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, Rookie's flash is down, as is Lucas's, as is Xun. So these are the points of attack that EDG can of course look to abuse. Mainly Rookie in the mid lane, I do believe, as it seems like they have put the most of the pressure they have put so far has been on him. They really want to get Scout ahead. Let me just get a quick sip of water. As Viper stepping out aggressively onto Wink, the hail of Blaze combo actually quite strong. Even early on, stepping forward with the Lulu shield and speed up where possible, i.e. when his hail of blades is up. And just like that, getting some good harass onto Wink. Wink has an opportunity to get harassed on Viper. Viper's an opportunity to get harassed on Wink. All's fair in love and war. Looks to be a pretty calm game yet again, but this time Invictus Gaming, looking at the composition, very nice team fight split. No, team fight poke composition as Rookie is in the area. Topside Flandre, having just pushed in the wave, is looking to get out of here. Does have the W to provide him some form of safety should Rookie approach him. And we looking back onto the team compositions, like I said, a bit of a split push, protect the AD carry composition coming out of EDG. Meanwhile, a very hard poke and team fight composition coming out from Invictus Gaming. So honestly, pretty good. I don't know who I favor here. I like team fighting a lot more, obviously. So Invictus Gaming is who I'm going to throw the towel in with for this game. Xun, having been spotted out by that ward has more than paid for itself at this point in time. Spotting out Xun so many times, still yet to be cleared, as Invictus Gaming showing some signs of life, being the first ones rotating for the Rift Herald. I think EDG are going to contend themselves here with trading for Dragon. Looks like I'm wrong, as JJ now making his way into the river along with Viper and Mako. In comes Flandre from the top side, does not have his ghost available, does have his ultimate. Looks like Invictus Gaming are just going to jump on him, but he does have his W, so he will be safe from attacks over the wall, as Scout jumps in as well, stealing the chains of corruption. Does not have stun for a little bit in this situation. I'm liking Invictus Gaming's positioning, as well as the fact that they have teamfight ultimates, as Equalizers drops only onto JJ, who forces out his ultimate as well to save himself from the chains of corruption, as Flandre is jumping in right now onto Rookie. Rookie needs to be careful. Heal is cleansed, is busted, but Nenny is just jumping, zoning out the backline. Viper, nothing he can do but get chased away by the stick bearing monkey, as in the other side of the map. JJ is being jumped onto by both Rookie, and Wink found himself in a terrible situation as Flandre is there to take some off from the top. Wink is taken down. In flashes Mako. The slow goes across the team as Shin just suicides in to try and pick up Mako towards the end there, but Flandre going over the wall, snipping down Rookie as well. And EDG actually capitalizing on that rift on that realm wall, which actually looked pretty good for Invictus Gaming. Nenny doing a huge job as usual, just hunting down Viper, pursuing him relentlessly with his with the dashes he gets from his Nimbus Strike, as well as his decoy, and just spin. So I was watching the Nenny make big plays onto Viper. Let's see what happens to the rest of Victor's game here. Yet again, another subpar equalizer, and the chains of corruption also getting thrown onto JJ while his ultimate was available. Meanwhile, Rookie is just being 1v2'd on the other side. That's where we see the play coming in from Nenny. Now let's watch what the rest of Invictus Gaming do as the Realm Walk comes in. Wink, Lucas, and Rookie find themselves amidst 4 people completely outnumbered, trying to jump onto JJ, and then Wink trying to flash out, but Flandre all over him in a second, not liking the cut at all, just making a few alterations. Mako flashing in for the glitter lands, and then Shin realizing he needs to buy his team some time. Unfortunately, he was not able to buy Rookie any time, as Flandre just hops, skips, and jumps over the wall and gives him takes a little off the top. Looks like Dragon this time is going to go in favor of... Nope, nobody. Actually, that was just Lucas getting a ward out. Dragon... Oh, by the way, Rift Herald did go to Shin, so all things considered, not a complete catastrophe. I'm glad we're getting to see some form of team fighting earlier on into the game. Around objectives, I like that both teams are taking the initiative. JJ could just blast plant over the wall if he's feeling extremely confident. Teleport is coming in from Scout in the mid lane, but Rookie has first rotation. I think this means that EDG are going to be a little bit too late for this. Looks like Invictus Gaming not liking the vibe that they're feeling. Actually just peel off of it and kind of leash the Dragon for EDG. Equalizer is available for some miraculous steal. Actually, EDG are lining up very perfectly for a beautiful equalizer, and it is dropped. Unfortunately, not able to steal out the Dragon as JJ jump in, realizes he's got no way of getting into. Mako was binded up, means he cannot come and help JJ, but JJ not needing any help as he just beats Shin down. In comes Nenny with the teleport using his Cyclone. Mako gets taken out. It looks like Scout's going to follow as well, as Flandre can do little but watch and skip over the wall. His teleport was extremely late. Nenny, very nice first teleport, joining for the team fight. And with that, the game goes back to Invictus Gaming side of the court. The ball is in their side of the court now, as Invictus Gaming a 3-0. The only thing they really lost from there is Dragon, as mid plating is going to go over to both Rookie and Shin in the mid lane. So far, Rookie having the time of his life ahead in CS, but then again, that's like saying the sun will rise tomorrow. It's almost a certainty. Rookie still one of the strongest mechanical Mid laners in the game as Viper stepping up aggressively trying to get some damage onto Wink. If he just lays out a little bit of damage, he will be able to have his way with Wink. As you see, a very nice equalizer. Even I could see this. Boom! Hitting up 3 and then Shun just being jumped onto. Nice flash over here by Lucas, kind of zoning out both Viper and Mako. Teleport coming in extremely well timed. Mako finding himself in an unfortunate situation as Nenny just out for blood. And then immediately after JJ joins him, and by now Flandre realizing, oh, Scout is in a 1v5 situation. I do not want to follow that. Do not lead by example. Oh, great Scout of EDG's mid lane. Right now, with no neutral objectives on the map, I suppose it's only natural for the game to equalize into a more passive setting, even though I would personally like some more fighting and all-out brawling. But let's be reasonable here, I suppose. EDG doing a decent amount of scaling. Fortunately for Invictus Gaming, they do have a 2.3k gold lead this time as mythic items come rolling in for every team. It looks like Viper is going for the Realm Walk coming in onto Flandre, who's being cycloned up by Nenny's turning the corner into Shin. Ghost is not going to save him this time, I believe, as he tanks 2 tower shots, does have his ultimate available, just trying to trim out the wave as much as possible. Looks like Shin is going to be left this kill, and hopefully Flandre is able to I was gonna say hopefully Flandre is not able to execute himself as Mako is engaged upon. This is the problem that On had in one of the games that I casted. He just kept getting caught. And if you are the Lulu and you keep getting caught, you're in trouble. No teleport is available for either team here as Scout is about to round the corner. Lucas and Wink might be in trouble. Chains of Corruption are not available as Scout coming in over the wall, throwing out his ultimate and missing completely. Wink absolutely breaking his ankles, causing him to look cockeyed as the equalizer goes extremely wide. Scout is forced to flash over the wall, and that is what they're going to contend themselves with this time. Plays attempted in the bot side. I don't know if Scout expected a flash coming in from there. Wink was quite far away from where he was. Nice little wiggle coming out from Wink. Must have learned those moves from watching a little bit of NBA. And in the mid lane, the pressure continues. Rookie building himself up a 1k gold lead. Gold leads, in fact, on the side of Invictus Gaming in practically every lane with the exception of bot lane. Viper and Mako playing exceptionally in Game 1 and Game 2 as Flandre is in the area as well, trying his best to help his mid laner defend the mid tower. Is being chiseled down slowly by Time, the Tide, and the minion waves that crash. Rookie making his way now towards bot side. Viper and Mako are quite far up. JJ is kind of in the area, but looks like he's just going to pick himself up a red buff. Viper and Mako realizing that was a pretty risky position to be in, quickly channeling the recall. Looks like Rift Herald will be up in about 30 seconds. Based on the state of the game, Invictus Gaming should just group up and force around every objective as the first tower of the game is going to fall in the mid lane in favor of Rookie. I think he's going to allow him to pick himself up a very nice mythic item, which honestly looks to be Ludens at this point in time, not opting for the Liandry's or the Everfrost. Surprisingly, I suppose I'm not quite sure why, because there's 3 melee champions in the top side as Shin just starts up Rift Herald in full vision of EDG. Looks like EDG wants to make a play towards the opposite side of the map, try and pick up the tower and maybe some kills, but Invictus Gaming wisely decide to play it safe and send their mid laner down towards, send their AD carry and support down towards mid lane to continuously push out the wave, which means Viper is going to get himself a nice little influx of gold over here. Will Shin just immediately use the Rift Herald down up top lane as JJ is just in the area clearing out whatever vision possible. Looks like Invictus Gaming are just going down the mid lane. EDG slightly out of position here as Scout can't do anything. Wave clear of Silas is not one of his strong suits as it looks like Flandre is looking to be flanked here by Shin. Spotted out on a ward. Flandre will be able to get out of position in time as the poke comes in. Scout really can do nothing but throw his Qs out and try and one-shot perhaps the back line every 8 or so seconds as Viper finally takes down the bot side tower. Rookie is rotating now, does not want to give EDG positioning for this dragon as JJ finds himself in a 1v2 situation should he happen to cross that wall. His only form of natural protection as Rift Herald looks to be taking down mid tower. Scout is in the area, probably will be able to stop, never mind. Invictus Gaming now rotating for Dragon. EDG are the ones in this game that kind of look like they're slacking a little bit as the Windrake falls in favor of Invictus Gaming. That'll be a very nice little pickup for their key ultimates, especially in a teamfight composition. So having some cooldown on the Cyclone as well as Equalizer and not to mention the Chains of Corruption is something that Invictus Gaming cannot argue with at all. See, the interesting thing about having a Rise is that in one way he's not so great in team fights because his ultimate doesn't provide very much. It just provides movement. But then again, the passive ability of his ultimate combined with the area of effect damage he can do to teams that clump up means he's a fantastic team fighter. And meanwhile, on the side of EDG Scout, like if he can't steal Rookie's ultimate because it doesn't contribute much to the fights. The power of Rookie's ultimate comes from the passive that it gives, which Scout cannot make use of. So it's very like it's. I think I like this Rise pick into the Silas a lot. Even comes with a point and click CC. Don't need to hit anything. Don't need to account for his dash too much. I really like it. Meanwhile, across the board, a triple dagger build coming in from Viper. Not quite sure what item he's going for. Most likely it's going to be the Runan's Hurricane, perhaps even a Phantom Dancer, but Phantom Dancer I do believe only requires one dagger. So there's a lot of attack speed coming out from Viper now, especially with that Lulu behind him right now. All of his items, with the exception of that refillable potion, are going to be providing him attack speed as JJ is now just stalking Rookie in the bot side river. Looks like EDG want to make their way into the jungle of Invictus Gaming, want to just infest and repress them as much as possible, which is interesting. Nice to see some proactive plays coming in from EDG. Invictus Gaming have allowed the game to slow down pretty significantly, still garnered themselves a 4k gold lead, ballooning their lead a little bit, but it looks like Invictus Gaming have had enough now, grouping up as 5, just running it down the mid lane. Baron is not going to be up on the map for at least a minute and 30 seconds. As Nenny is just pushing in Flandre now. It's like a little tug of war match. Scout prepping the bot wave towards Invictus Gaming space. Looks like Invictus Gaming are going to have to send someone to pick that up, and that will be Rookie. Rookie does have teleports. Teleports, speaking of which, are available for every champion. In fact, every summoner spell in the game is available for any champion, which means in the next fight we might not see too much action, just a lot of summoner spells blown. And if we see summoner spells blown and a team fight clearly won by either side, you know that it's going to be a very comfortable position for either one of these teams to be in. Looks like it's going to be a Baron tussle instead of anything else, as Invictus Gaming yet again just being stalked in their bot side jungle by EDG. I like this that EDG is playing up aggressively. I think Viper and Mako, without vision in their top side jungle, are playing slightly dangerously, considering the fact that the rest of their team is a little bit too far away to help them with anything. JJ is just shadowing Scout at this point in time, trying his best to keep him safe, seeing if he can start up a fight. A 2v2 now, I think, would heavily go in favor of EDG's mid and jungle. But it looks like Invictus Gaming are now just making their way into their jungle as a counter invade infestation continues towards the bot side. Looks like Invictus Gaming want to start whittling away at those outer towers. The last outer tower of the game on the side of EDG, as Ricky, Shin, and Lucas find themselves in optimum position to pick up anybody in rotation. Scout just vamoosing out of their ASAP. And a quick little pillaging ensues of Invictus Gaming's bot side as Shin and Wing just trade as Shin and Wing just trade camps right there. Very nice, as Lucas just throws out his ultimate to delay Viper's recall as much as possible. Meanwhile, realizing that the bot side of their jungle is infested, EDG just opting to get as much vision as possible around the river nearby. Baron looks like Ricky's gonna have his way with this tower, meaning that it is not long for this world. Really, we're just gonna. I like the way EDG. Of course, Invictus Gaming are playing this properly. EDG, I mean, they're playing this well. I don't really know what proper ensues in this game, but I like how EDG they're playing the map very well. You know, if they realize Invictus Gaming are probably towards one side, they'll do what they can on the other side, get some vision out. This is how you, while behind, allow yourself to come back into the game. Now, Invictus Gaming surprisingly are not looking. I think Nenny's gonna take the blast plant over the wall. No, he's not going to. He actually, interesting. No vision on EDG mean you don't try for dangerous pink wards like that. I respect that Invictus Gaming are being so respectful of EDG, not allowing them to be in positions where they can perhaps come back into the game. Vision completely cleared out in the bot side. Invictus Gaming had full vision there just now. Looks like a little groupage coming out here as Dragon is spawning in 11 seconds time. Invictus Gaming right now are most definitely stronger. So EDG, I like that. They're just being proactive. They try and keep Invictus Gaming out of this river, but alas, they're just going to brute force their way across. Invictus Gaming are very much in a advantageous position here with the poke composition as well as the superior team fighting power, as the equalizer is dropped onto JJ and Viper. Final Spark coming out as well, but Everfrost allowing them to disengage. Rookie and Shin were both picked up there, as the Chains of Corruption are picked up yet again by Scout. This time it's almost impossible to miss. As 4 people are just rolling up in our ball. Rookie is pushing out towards the mid lane now to secure the mid priority, to put some pressure onto EDG. Side waves are completely neutral. Flandre is just flanking off to the side. Chains of Corruption are available for Scout, but they might need to start getting on with it, as EDG actually look to just surrender Dragon after a little bit of posturing. This is after all only going to be Invictus Gaming's second Dragon, as Scout throws the Chains of Corruption over the wall, trying to be as much of a nuisance as possible. Good call coming in from EDG, as they would have lost a lot should that fight have gone sideways. Mid priority, of course, was in favor of Invictus Gaming thanks to Rookie's efforts. And really, team fighting is not the situation EDG want to be in. Flanger really can't do too much. JJ, Scout really can't do too much, and it's pretty much all on Viper. So I think they want to set up these sideways properly so as to ensure that they can apply more pressure onto Invictus Gaming. Because in that situation, it was completely Invictus Gaming's fight. They were together as 4 or 5 most of the times. They were poking with Lucas and Wink. They even used the equalizer aggressively as kind of like a soft engage / poke. And then eventually Rookie just pushing out mid lane. It wasn't even needed. Wink is actually just huge in this composition, and then Nenny of course is a huge threat. 4-0-2 right now, 450. Did his goal just go down? I think his bounty just went from 500 to 450. Interesting. Okay. Not quite sure what's going on there, but cool. No doubt. As Viper now finally making his way towards his chances are this is going to be a Immortal Shield goal. Don't think Kraken Slayer is going to have very much utility here. It's not like the members of Invictus Gaming are particularly tanky, and Nenny besides is going to be all over you, so a little bit of protection would be appreciated, as will the equalizer, chances are. Nenny and Shin combo is looking to be quite deadly here, as Rookie steps a little bit too far up the bush, trying to get as close as possible. Unfortunately, it is not enough. EDG already in rotation. Shin's caught himself in a unfortunate position. He technically has the flank, but he's just going to turn the corner into JJ. JJ's got his team behind him, but actually is running away now. I think Shin could JJ could potentially get something here, as he's actually just barbecuing JJ down. Shin 2 levels up. The Realm Walk was coming in from behind. Rookie was coming in hot and heavy. JJ knew that he had no chance of fighting this, and he's actually got a Warden's Mill coming up now. Not quite sure what he's planning on going for, because the only AD damage coming in from the side of Invictus Gaming is from Nenny as well as Wink, and you know that Wink doesn't really attack that much, and Nenny's not really going to be going for you, homie. So I'm not really sure what's going on here. Invictus Gaming have been chunked out a little bit. Rookie's a little bit low as Flandre gets hit up by the stun, by the binding, but thankfully he does have his absolutely broken spell. And he's safe as... Oh no, Nenny's found Scout. Scout nearly getting one-shotted by the combo of Rookie, as the Cyclone is used. However, on one person on the other side, Engage is going down. Shin has overheated, and Scout managing to get to the side. Equalizer is dropped onto Flandre, Viper, and Mako. Mako is barbecuing down. Nenny does not have Equalizer Cyclone available. And Wink just playing goalkeeper, playing the Guardian at this point in time. EDG now are the ones that are slowly getting suffocated out of this game, but they are being much more proactive as teleport is coming in. That is Scout. Scout is sprinting it down from the top side. Does not have his ultimate available. Will not be able to steal anything key at this point in time. But Invictus Gaming probably not wanting to chance it at the price of Scout's teleport. They are able to get them to chase Invictus Gaming off of the Baron. Now let's take a quick inventory check as to see what has been used. Scout, no sums. Mako, no flash. On the side of Invictus Gaming, all summoner spells available. Okay, Invictus Gaming, group up as 5, prep the side waves, group up as 5, and sprint it towards Baron, baby. Because this is exactly the position you want to be in. You just want to... They don't have resources? Just attack them. It's kind of like a base building game. Meanwhile, in EDG... You know, they are putting on a much better show in Game 2 than Invictus Gaming did in Game 1. Invictus Gaming in Game 1 really were just tossed around like ragdolls. They had no control in the entire game. It was like riding a bull. This time, at least, EDG seemed to have a harness over the bull and at least have something to work with. They're holding on for dear life. They're not doing great right now, but at least they are doing something. So we got that to be appreciative of. Dragon is spawning in a minute's time. EDG can afford to let this one go. However, that's going to be a constant pressure point for the rest of the game as Invictus Gaming start to put their shoes on the start to throw their weight onto EDG's face as the poke comes out. Mako already tanking it up. Shrelas is popped in order to disengage. Shin, of course, does have his ultimate available. Side waves are kind of prepped in favor of Invictus Gaming, at least towards the top side they are, as Viper stepping forward aggressively needs to be careful, however, as he could just as quickly get, poked out by the Q as Flandre has a flank. It's actually only 4 members of Invictus Gaming at this position as Nanny is looking for a flank. Flandre is there, however, he does not have any CC, knockup, or anything, as in comes the beautiful ultimate delay coming in from JJ as Lucas just gets taken out by Flandre. Flandre is in the back line. Shin has overheated. Nanny is in the back line fighting out Scout as Flandre uses his stopwatch at the perfect time. Invictus Gaming are kind of routed at this point in time as in comes the Bioarcane Barrage trying to snipe out Shin. In go over the wall goes Scout, but Rookie jumping into the stopwatch. A nice flank coming in there as JJ, a beautifully timed ultimate just cancelling out completely. Viper forced to flash out that fight as Mako is just chased down by the Cyclone Stick Monkey. Nanny's in a 1v4 situation and he's winning it. What's happening here? As Scout is going to be taken out as well. Pops out of the hourglass straight into an arrow. Nanny, huge. So what? Huge. I cannot believe he won that fight. What? Wukong is... words failed to quite properly express my shock and amazement at what Nanny was just able to do there. EDG, they find a way out of no way. They find a limb, a branch, something to hold on to as the crushing river of Invictus Gaming just continued to sweep across the map. And in spite of that, Nanny was just there. Nanny was like the log that was washed up from upstream, just coming down and smacking EDG in the face in the most unfortunate timing when EDG just seemed to be able to make it to the bank from the middle of the river from the current. Let's just see what happens here. Beautiful ultimate coming in here from JJ, by the way. Absolutely destroying Invictus Gaming as they see, okay, hold on, I think Flandre is on the back, we're kind of flanked, let's get out of here, come on, quick, everybody into the bus, and then JJ, beautiful flash ultimate, knocking them away, and then Flandre going in, taking out Lucas, Shin, equalizer, actually pretty well placed, zoning out most of EDG, and then Nenny over there, just absolutely zoning out Viper as well as Scout and Mako from that fight, and then this is where things start to go downhill a little bit from Invictus Gaming. Scout jumping over the wall, actually forcing out Rookie's Zhonya's or stopwatch, and then Nenny being jumped onto JJJ's. Like, this is a 1v3 situation, we are completely fine, but somehow Nenny's still keeping the other stack of his Cyclone. Actually, wait, he didn't. Oh, that was Scout's Cyclone just now. Oh, no wonder. I was like, how did he Cyclone again? But that was absolutely huge as the Shrelas is popped, but Invictus Gaming are all there. 5-man strong. Rookie's being flashed on. Everfrost coming out as well, just unloading his damage as much as he can as Equalizer gets thrown out. Lucas hitting a binding from over the wall. Scout forced into his Zhonya's as the Wild Grove comes in as well. Viper not able to throw out his damage from across the wall. In comes the response. Equalizer, Nenny and Shin are barbecuing on it as well. But unfortunately, it is not enough for either team as blows are being traded back and forth, but bodies are not hitting the deck. People are not being floored. Knockouts are not even coming out. As just summon spell after summon spell is being used both aggressively and defensively. 88.9% KP is Nenny right now as he is absolutely popping off in this game. Playing absolutely exceptionally. And Scout, to his credit, Scout's playing out of his mind as well. Scout Silas is so clean as Lucas just being as oppressive as possible, throwing ultimate out after ultimate, mainly aimed at Viper and Mako, trying to be as big of a nuisance as possible. Looks like Gale Force was actually the choice for Viper, and so far it has not really done too much. I mean, he tried to get away from Wukong, but with the decoy as well as the Nimbus Strike, Wukong just has so many avenue, so much ability to just get right on top of you. It's kind of disgusting. But more on that later, as Scout also playing out of his mind. JJ doing exceptionally well himself, as looks like Invictus Gaming finally, with this Baron buff being up for the next 13 seconds, is going to be able to secure at least one tower. Quite a gentle Baron power play coming out here from Invictus Gaming. Of course, this is off the back of EDG being so proactive, looking for fights, looking to get picks onto Rookie, with Scout playing so aggressively. Absolutely beautiful. His Zhonya so far has definitely paid for itself. Whew! And it's exciting to see like what comes next. because Flandre with great flanks. I mean, I didn't expect. I guess he's got no other way of getting on top of the enemy team, and he's somehow, despite the nominal amount of CC available for EDG, they have managed to make some fights really work for themselves. They kind of managed to, I don't want to say engage, but engage onto Invictus Gaming when they're at a man disadvantage, when they're out of position. EDG just smelling a drop of blood and flying in. Again, I don't know if I agree very much with JJ's choice of whoo! Flandre nearly getting rune prisoned up. Good thing his sweeper spotted out Rise from across the wall, instantly throwing out his W, providing himself that little bit of safety. Lucas is above him, but I don't think Lucas and Rookie... Actually, no, Rookie, if you keep someone still for long enough, Rookie will immediately tear them asunder. He will shred them like a paper shredder onto a little thin piece of cardboard. Oh, Rookie! JJ, sorry. Was in a precarious position. Again, I'm not really liking this Randuin's build coming out from him. I think he'd profit a lot more off a Spirit Visage or even a Force of Nature at this point in time. Because, yeah, like, Nenny's not really going to be looking to beat you up too much unless you're the only thing he can hit. And okay, wait, but then again, I suppose he thinks his ultimate's going to save him from all the ranged things, which he kind of will, I guess. Wink, just being a nuisance from over the wall, does have the blue buff instead of Rookie, as Invictus Gaming towards the side, spell after spell being thrown from the darkness of their own jungle. But the inside track is in favor of EDG as Viper stepping up. In comes the equalizer as JJ's only wants the final spot across 3. Rookie is being jumped onto by Flandre and Scout, forced into the Zonias, but Flandre too far up will not be able to get away from this one as he finds himself amongst 4 people. Nenny going in, actually getting knocked away by JJ as 5 men coming in from Invictus Gaming, forcing JJ to flash over the wall, but Scout is the one being flashed onto this time by Rookie. Time for some revenge, boy, as now he finds himself in Flandre's position just about 5 seconds ago, surrounded by 5 members of Invictus Gaming coming out of Zonias. Looks like IG rotating now towards the bot side, wants to take at least this inhibitor. This could be the game, as Invictus Gaming absolute control of this game. Wink just throwing in spells after spells. EDG kind of outdrafted and I mean not outplayed so much, I feel, because their composition kind of is hard to execute as Viper's just stepping forward. There's really nothing else he can do at this point in time but try and be a token defense. Nenny just tearing through the mid lane as he does take a lot of damage now from Viper, but the problem is that Nenny's presence in team fights just stops Viper from stepping up just by shadowing and yes, okay, thank you. Just by being in the fights, he just kind of stops Viper from doing anything, just stops him from participating completely in the fight. And the same goes for Mako, because Mako just stuck it on his hip. So for the price of 1, 2 people are not able to participate in fights as EDG, a bit of desperation coming in here as Flandre channels up his teleport. JJ is tanking up the Baron buff as the teleport is coming in. Nenny's got the flank, but he might get pounced onto here as Flandre jumps in onto him, but they do not have hard engage as the equalizer coming down onto Viper and Scout as well as Flandre. In comes Nenny from the backline. Viper's completely being pounced on, uses the Guild Force to close the distance and is able to get away, but JJ does not have that form of mobility. In comes the Realm Wall, in goes Rookie as well as Wink. Wink finding himself in the front line, popping his stopwatch instantly, but Viper finds himself stuck in 5 people as well. Flandre jumping in to try and save him as the Scout, but then he's in the backline onto Mako as Flandre is in a 1v2 situation, actually finding lots of success as he chases down Shin. Shin is definitely going to go down as a 1v1 ensues. Nenny versus Flandre, and looks like Flandre is taking the low end of the fight. 4v3 situation. That Realm Wall might have been a little bit too hyphy coming in there from Rookie. Him taking it, maybe. Wink taking it, a little bit sus, not gonna lie. Because Wink, of course, just needs to wait for his spell cooldowns. And throwing himself into the fire like that, Flandre and Scout instantly turning after Viper falls. They realize when Viper pops himself into the stopwatch, they realize they must fight here. They have no choice but to go in ham. Nenny, again, so much pressure coming in them. Immediately they turn on the teleport. Very nice equalizer being dropped here as Nenny flashes in right onto Viper. Viper with the Gale Force, just able to get away from the second part of the Cyclone. Unfortunately, JJ not so lucky. And this Realm Walk right here, Shin didn't join them. Kind of crazy. As Scout just grabbing the Cyclone, knocking them both up right away. And then here Flandre and Scout with a beautiful display of just teamwork. Running straight in, fantastic focus immediately onto Wink as well as Rookie straight after. And then really, there's nothing much you can do about this Wukong. He's just so incredibly fed. He does have the healing cut from the Chempunk Chainsword, and there's really nothing much to do. But again, EDG playing so well. Ocean Soul has gone in favor of Invictus Gaming, which means, of course, in a long drawn out fight, they're going to be able to sustain themselves up very, very comfortably as the fight begins to ensue. Some of the spells are all mostly down as Scout is over the wall. What will he steal this time? As he gets a 2-man Everfrost. In jumps Flandre. They're immediately on to Wink as a double kill comes out. Flandre with 2 kills. They're just... Oh my god, EDG completely winning out this fight as Nenny is unable to zone Viper for the duration of it, and Viper just tears his team to shreds. This could be it, ladies and gentlemen, as Invictus Gaming have 4 members dead. There's a lot of towers for EDG to get through, but there's a lot of comeback gold potential as Viper completely safe in that fight. Flandre, JJ, and Skull just sprinting in, trying to provide as much pressure as possible. And EDG, out of no way, they find some way. And looks like they're going to at least take the inhibitor in this exchange. Now Invictus Gaming finding themselves in an uncomfortable situation as reality begins to crash down upon them. EDG have a way of winning this. Scout is playing very aggressive. How did that chain hit? And I think Scout's gonna win this because the Kingslayer is available. Looks like EDG are going for the General, going for the third. Lucas is the only one available as he throws out his ultimate, nearly one-shotting JJ Flandre, popping into the stopwatch. As the game ends, EDG actually win this game. What? Oh my god. I have no idea what happened in that last team fight, but EDG are looking red hot right now. Wow, that was insane. I did not expect that to be the end of the series. I thought Invictus Gaming had this game 100%, but EDG are playing out of their minds good right now. Wow, that was insane. That wow, just wow. Okay, cool. And that'll be all, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching today's game. I suppose we'll catch you tomorrow with the follow-up. See ya!